back to the channel. Today we're going to unravel some incredibly complex events in Genoa. Rumors are circulating around the Newman family, but what's the truth? In this video, I'll summarize the plot points that will be revealed in the next episode. Stay tuned to see what happens. Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a truly beautiful day to dive into all the latest soap drama, and we are so glad you decided to hang out with us and unpack this absolute madness. Grab a coffee or a snack, because we have a lot to talk about today. So, Jack Abbott is literally losing his mind right now. I mean, losing it. And honestly, can you blame the guy? He has been running around Genoa City trying to find his missing wife, and every single time he gets close, something ridiculous happens. So, a few episodes ago, Jack and Kyle figured out that Diane is being held at Dr. Lawrence Markham's house. And Jack actually goes there. He goes to the estate, and he manages to find a broken gate. You would think this is the moment, right? This is the moment Jack sneaks in and plays the hero. But no, because Dr. Markham apparently lives in a villain's fortress and has a pack of fierce Doberman pinchers patrolling the grounds. Dobermans. I mean, who even has guard dogs like that anymore? It feels so over the top, but it completely stops Jack in his tracks. He is just standing there, staring at these massive, angry dogs, realizing he cannot fight his way through a pack of Dobermans to get to his wife. And then, of course, his phone dies. Because why wouldn't it? Nobody on this show ever has a fully charged phone when they are in the middle of a life or death crisis. It is a classic soap trope, and it drives me crazy every single time. But right before his phone completely dies, Jack manages to get a call through to Kyle. He explains the situation. He tells Kyle about the broken gate and the dogs and the fact that he cannot get inside. And Kyle is just panicking. Kyle is terrified because he spent over a decade thinking his mother was dead. And now he is facing the reality that he might actually lose her for real this time. So what does Jack do? Does he call the police? Does he call Chance? Or literally anyone with a badge and a gun who can deal with guard dogs in a hostage situation? No, of course not. Why would anyone on this show ever call the cops when they can just come up with a ridiculously dangerous, convoluted plan instead? The fans on social media are screaming about this. Everyone is just like, call the police. But Jack completely dismisses the idea of getting the cops involved. Maybe he thinks Markham will hurt Diane if he sees police cars pulling up. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. Jack is paranoid and he thinks he has to handle this himself. So Jack comes up with a new plan to trick Dr. Markham. He decides he needs to make Markham think that Patty Williams is trying to contact him, because Jack knows that Patty and Markham are working together. They are in cahoots. And Jack realizes that Patty is the only person Markham will actually drop everything for. But to do that, Jack needs Patty's phone. So he heads back to the Abbott mansion, which is just a whole other level of creepy right now because Patty has basically moved herself in. And in Wednesday's episode, Jack walks into his own house and he finds a sticky note, a cute little sticky note from Patty saying that she is out back in the hot tub. The hot tub. I can't even picture this without cringing. Patty is just lounging in the Abbott family hot tub, living her best delusional life, thinking she and Jack are going to be this happy couple. It makes my skin crawl. But Patty being in the hot tub is actually the luckiest break Jack has had in weeks, because it means she left her phone unattended. Jack grabs Patty's phone. He manages to hack into it, which, let's be real, Patty probably uses a super easy password like Jack Forever or something. He gets into the phone and he immediately texts Dr. Markham. He pretends to be Patty, and he sends this frantic message about a massive emergency. He urges Markham to come help her and sets up a meeting at their usual spot. It is a huge risk. If Markham calls the phone instead of texting back, or if Patty walks in dripping wet from the hot tub, Jack is completely busted. But Jack is desperate. He is sweating. He is frantic. He is just typing as fast as he can and praying this works. And while Jack is doing this, Kyle is already on the move. Kyle gets in his car and he drives out to Dr. Markham's house. He parks somewhere in the dark, just waiting and hoping that his dad's crazy plan actually works. Kyle is just sitting there in the dark, gripping the steering wheel, probably hyperventilating. He knows his dad is trying to lure the doctor away, and Kyle is ready to run in the second the coast is clear. It is so tense. The writers are really dragging out this suspense, and honestly, I am kind of here for it, even if it is frustrating. But let's talk about what is happening inside that house, inside Dr. Markham's fortress of doom, because things are getting so weird and so creepy between Markham and Diane. Markham has been keeping her locked up, treating her like a psychiatric patient who has lost her mind. But now the dynamic is shifting. Markham is starting to look at Diane differently. He tells her she looks beautiful. He is complimenting her. And it is so clear that he is developing a romantic interest in her. It goes way beyond a twisted doctor-patient relationship now. He is actually attracted to her. And Diane? Diane is brilliant. She is a survivor. She realizes what is happening, and she leans right into it. She starts playing the Stockholm Syndrome card perfectly. She acts like she is starting to care about him too. She flutters her eyelashes. She acts soft and vulnerable. She is swallowing every ounce of her pride to flirt with this absolute creep who is holding her hostage. It is brilliant. It is messy. It is classic Diane Jenkins. She knows that Markham has a massive ego, so she just feeds it. She makes him feel like he is this powerful, amazing man who has saved her. So Diane uses this new dynamic to her advantage. She asks him for her sedatives. She has been begging for these pills, claiming she needs them to sleep and to cope with her breakdown. Markham is so arrogant. He thinks he has her completely under his control, but he still has a tiny bit of caution left. He brings the sedatives, but he leaves the bottle in his jacket pocket. He pulls out just one pill and tells her she is only allowed to take one before bed. He is treating her like a child, like a pet. But Markham is getting too comfortable. He is feeling relaxed in his own home with this beautiful woman who is suddenly acting like she adores him. So he takes off his jacket. He just takes it off and leaves it draped over a chair nearby, and he is completely dropping his guard. What was he thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well for him? Nobody. Diane sees the jacket. She sees her opportunity, but she needs him to leave the room. So she puts on her sweetest smile and she suggests that Markham should go get a nice bottle of wine for the special meal she is preparing for them. A special meal. She is totally playing house with him, and Markham just eats it up. He loves the idea of a romantic dinner with his captive. So he turns his back and he heads down to the wine cellar. The wine cellar. Of course, this evil doctor has a wine cellar in his basement. So he goes down the stairs, and the second he is out of sight, the absolute second he is gone, Diane's entire demeanor changes. The fake smile drops. She darts over to that jacket. She is moving so fast, her hands are probably shaking. She digs into the pocket and she pulls out the bottle of sedatives. She grabs a handful of the capsules and shoves the bottle back into the pocket just in time. Markham comes walking back up from the wine cellar holding a bottle of wine, looking all smug and pleased with himself. He is ready for his romantic dinner. He is ready to play house. But right at that moment, his phone buzzes. It is the text. The emergency text from Jack, pretending to be Patty. Markham looks at his phone and his face just falls. He sees that Patty is having an emergency and needs to meet him at their usual spot immediately. You can see the annoyance on his face, but he knows he has to go. Patty is too dangerous and too unpredictable to ignore. If Patty goes down, she will take him with her. So Markham tells Diane that he has to leave for a medical emergency. He is rushing. He is grabbing his jacket. And Diane is just the picture of innocence. She doesn't beg him to stay. She doesn't act suspicious. She just smiles that fake, sweet smile and assures him that it is completely fine. She tells him that she will keep the food warm and they will eat together as soon as he gets back. She is playing the perfect, understanding partner. It is chilling how good she is at this. So Markham rushes out the door. He locks it behind him, thinking she is safe and secure and docile. He gets in his car and speeds off to meet Patty, walking right into Jack's trap. And meanwhile, Kyle is outside, seeing Markham's car leave, realizing that his dad's plan actually worked. Kyle is probably getting ready to make his move on the house now that the doctor is gone. But inside the house, Diane isn't waiting to be rescued. She doesn't know Jack and Kyle are out there. She thinks she is entirely on her own. As soon as she hears Markham's car drive away, she gets to work. She takes those sedative capsules she stole from his jacket. She pulls them apart, opening the little plastic shells. And she sprinkles the powder directly onto the food she prepared for Markham. She mixes it in, making sure it is completely hidden in his meal. It is such a desperate, incredible move. Diane is planning to drug her own captor. She knows that when Markham comes back from this wild goose chase, he is going to be hungry and he is going to want that romantic dinner. And she is going to sit there smiling at him, watching him eat a massive dose of sedatives. She is hoping it will knock him out cold so she can finally find the keys, unlock the doors, and escape this nightmare. I mean, I just don't get how Markham could be so stupid. I really don't get why they write these villains to be so easily manipulated sometimes. But here we are. Diane is taking her power back. But you have to wonder what is going to happen when Markham gets to the meeting spot and realizes Patty didn't send that text. He's going to know he was set up. Will he rush back to the house before he eats the food? Will Kyle break in before Markham gets back? Will Jack get caught with Patty's phone? There are so many moving parts right now. Jack is playing a dangerous game with Patty, who is completely unhinged. Kyle is sneaking around a property guarded by Dobermans. And Diane is about to serve a poisoned dinner to a psychopath. The tension is through the roof. I am honestly a bit tired from keeping track of all these schemes, but I still care so much about how this plays out. It feels like this storyline is finally reaching its climax, and the explosion is going to be massive. We will definitely be watching every single second of it next week